guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a book video, going to be a little July wrap up, and I'm going to talk about the books that I have on my shelf for August so far. Who knows if I'll actually get to all of them, but I figured I'd sit down and talk about them because I love watching like people talk about books and love like finding new ideas. And if you have any ideas of your own that I should read, leave a comment down below because I'm always looking for new books. So the first book that I read this month was Where the Crawdads Sing, and it took me so long to read. I can't believe I haven't read this sooner. This is probably the best book I've ever read I think this is probably the best book I've ever read in my entire life. It was so good. I finished it within like a couple of days. Normally I try to read like 2 to 4 books a month. I try to read at least 2, but who knows. But I read this so quickly. It was really, really good. And if for some reason you haven't read it yet, you definitely should. Okay. So the rest of the books for the month that I read on my Kobo. I know a lot of people read on their Kindles, but I have a Kobo because in Canada, the library system only works on Kobos for some reason. It doesn't, like, Libby doesn't work on on the Kindle. So I have a Kobo, and so the other 2 books that I fully read this month are 2 books in the Me Before You trilogy. Again, I'm super late to this bandwagon. When I was in university, I just never read. Like, for fun, I only really had time to read like textbooks and stuff, so it's only after university I just was so burnt out from reading that I wasn't really so I would only read like 1 book every like 3 months or 6 months or something like that. But in the last year, and especially during quarantine, I've really stepped up my book game. So the 2 other books that I read are the Me Before You trilogy. The first book, and I totally get the hype. It's really good. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. I was a little skeptical about it because I knew like what the love story was about, and I was like, and I was a little hesitant, but I thought it was really well written. But I don't know, I'm a sucker for a happy ending. Oh, that's a spoiler. I should probably not say that. But anyways, if you haven't read, I have only read the first 2. I'm planning on reading the 3rd. The second one is definitely not as good as the first one, but I'm really excited to read the 3rd one because she goes to New York City, and I think that'll be a really fun read. And the last book that I'm going to talk about from July, I'm actually still reading it. I'm about halfway through it. It's called The Huntress by Kate Quinn. And it's just a historical fiction book, and it's really good, but I don't know what it is. I'm having like trouble getting into it. I'm not sure why, but I am. So, but it's starting to really pick up at the halfway mark, so I'll probably finish it fairly quickly. Now, as for my August to be read shelf, I've got Grown Ups by Marian Keyes. I really have no idea what this book is about. I didn't even read the synopsis or anything like that. but it was on sale. I got it because it was on sale, and it had good reviews on Goodreads, so I decided I'd pick it up. I'll just read the synopsis for you guys. Their glamorous family, the Caseys. John Casey, his two brothers, Ed and Liam, their beautiful, talented wives, and all their kids spent a lot of time together. Birthday parties, anniversary celebrations, weekends away, and their happy family, Johnny's wife, Jessie, who has the most money, insists on it. Under the surface, though, conditions are murkier. While some people clash, other people like each other far too much. Still, everything manages to stay under control. That is, until Ed's wife, Kara, gets a concussion and can't keep her thoughts or opinions to herself. One careless remark at Johnny's birthday party, with the entire family present, and Kara starts spilling all their secrets. As everything unravels, each of the adults finds themselves wondering if it's finally the time to grow up. So, it sounds interesting. Like, it's a family drama book, but it had really good reviews, so I'm excited to see what it's like. The other book that I have on my ToBeRead for August, I only ever make sure that I have 2, because that's really all I know that I'll probably read in a month. So I only ever plan to read 2 a month. That's my goal anyways. That's my goal on Goodreads, is to read 2 a month, but I'm way ahead of it because of quarantine. The other book I want to read is The Husband's Secret. It's by the same author that wrote Big Little Lies, the series, the HBO series. So I'm excited to. I never actually read Big Little Lies, only watched it, which I know. But it was during the time that I just wasn't really reading that much, so I'm excited to read this. I can read the synopsis of this one too, but I think I'm hoping that it's gonna be there's gonna be a twist, sort of like there was in Big Little Lies. I'm expecting kind of the same similar style, but I again didn't really look too much into it. I just was like, sure, that's on sale, let's get it. So it's My dear darling Cecilia, if you're reading this, then I've died. Imagine your husband wrote you a letter to be opened after his death. Imagine, too, that the letter contains his deepest, darkest secret, something with the potential to destroy not only the life you built together, but the lives of others as well. And then imagine that you stumble across that letter while your husband is still very much alive. Cecilia Fitzpatrick has achieved it all. She's an incredible, successful businesswoman, a pillar in her small community, and a devoted wife and mother. But that letter is about to change everything, and not just for her. There are other women who barely know Cecilia, or each other, but they, too, are about to feel the earth-shattering repercussions of her husband's secret. So, that sounds, again, another, drama-filled book, so it'll probably be a really quick read. But that's all for this video. Make sure you comment down below any book recommendations you have for me, and I will add it to my ever-growing bookshelf on Goodreads of books that I want to read. Also, make sure you like and subscribe if you liked this video, and if you want to see a September, an August wrap up, as well as what I'm planning to read in September, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss any other book videos that I might put out. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!